JSPL came out with its earnings, so let's just start with Ravi Uppal, MD and CEO at the company. Mr. Uppal, hi, how do you rate the company's performance in the second quarter?
I think, given the larger market conditions, I think we have done fairly well. Our steel volumes, they have grown substantially. If you take quarter over quarter, the steel that we sold in the second quarter is about 17% more than what we did in the same quarter last year. And even compared to the last quarter, our sales are up by about 8%. So I think steel dispatches have been good. We increased our exports quite substantially. And our performance in the first 6 months of this year, as far as exports are concerned, are more than double of what we did last year. And we have also managed to improve, although it's modest, our price realization in the second quarter compared to what it was last year. If you look at the steel that we produced, it was just about 7% more than what we did in the same quarter last year. But we managed to liquidate a lot of our stocks and thereby cut down our inventories to a record low at the end of second quarter. And so we took help of stock reduction to achieve all total growth of 17% of our steel sales. And when it comes to the power, there once again, we improved our sales by about 17%. So we did on the margins. I'm happy to tell you that our plant load factor in the second quarter was ever highest. And last year we did about 85%. And this year we recorded more than 95% PLF during the second quarter, which we call as a monsoon quarter.
What led to margin contraction for the quarter gone by for JSPL?
Well, it depends. Last year in the second quarter, the price realization we're getting from the market was all-time high. And since then it has come down. On a comparative basis, the margins this quarter were about 12 to 15% lower compared to what we got a year ago. And we tried to partly make up for reduced margin here by resorting to exports, where we saw a better yield on prices.
So what led to the contraction in margins in this quarter?
Well, we are entering now the busy season. The second half of the year is considered a busy season. So sales generally look up from our experience in the past. We do about 55 to 60% of our sale in the second quarter. And as the demand picks up, I'm also expecting that the prices should improve. I'm not expecting any major improvement in prices, but I think there should be at least a modest increase in prices as we enter the second half of the year.
So do you expect steel prices to remain weak in coming quarters?
It's too soon to say that. I think, I believe that it's going to take some time before we come to that level where we feel the need of separating the power entity from the steel entity. They share a good amount of synergy, and as of this moment we don't feel any compulsion to separate both of them.
Are you interested in increasing the stake in Gujarat NRE Coke subsidiary?
Well, the whole matter is under discussion at this point. The board of NRE Gujarat have made an offer under which we can increase our share to gain a majority in that company. So we are studying their offer and we are going to decide our response very soon.
Are you in talks to buy the 1320 megawatt power plant in Andhra Pradesh?
Well, yes, we have had discussion with them. We have come to a principal agreement. You're talking about the Kanhaiya project. We have had discussion with them and we come to a principal agreement. And I'm sure that the matter is progressing well, and it's not long in future that we would acquire this asset.
So what's your guidance number for realizations in the third quarter?
Well, there's one thing which is called what I can hope for and what happens. I really hope that the margins should get better, and I would expect at least about 5 to 7% improvement on the current price levels. I think that will give to steel industry much needed comfort. After all, steel industry is a very capital intensive industry with its own attendant shares of risk, and I think we need to have a better price so that it also provides us capital to continue with our improvement programs and make more investments in the future projects.
Finally, Mr. Uppal, do you fear that any coal blocks may be recalled in the ongoing investigations by CBI?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think, that we have done everything strictly according to the laws and the norms that prevailed at a point of time. We are very confident that we are on the right side of the law. All the information that has been asked from us by the investigating authorities, we have fully cooperated with them, given them every information, and we just hope that the matter could be concluded in a satisfactory way.